All right, so are you ready to dive deep? Today, we're tackling Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah.
Not just the headlines or the hype, but like how it actually works.
Right.
We've got two guides for this journey.
Okay.
I've got Investopedia, the finance expert, and we've got bitcoin.org, straight from the Bitcoin community.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like two sides of the same coin.
Yes.
Gives us that well-rounded view, you know?
Yeah.
So by the end of this, you'll be able to hold your own
Yeah.
in any Bitcoin conversation.
For sure.
Maybe even surprise a few people with what you know.
Exactly, yeah.
So first things first,
Okay.
what is Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Both sources call it a decentralized digital currency.
Right.
But Investopedia really highlights like the investment angle.
Yeah.
They even mention Bitcoin breaking $100,000 back in December 2024.
Oh, wow.
Talk about a roller coaster.
Yeah. Which is why I think understanding it goes beyond just, should I buy some?
Right.
It's impacting the financial landscape. You know,
Yeah,
whether you invest or not.
for sure.
Bitcoin.org, though,
Yeah.
focuses on it as a direct payment system,
Okay.
almost like email.
Oh, okay. But for money.
Okay, so no more like bank transfers or waiting for checks to clear.
Right.
Just send Bitcoin directly to someone anywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Wow.
And it all hinges on this revolutionary technology called the blockchain.
Okay.
Think of it as like a giant global spreadsheet, cracking every Bitcoin transaction ever made.
Wow.
Except this spreadsheet isn't stored in one place.
Okay.
It's copied across a network of computers,
Right.
making it, virtually indestructible.
Wait, so if my computer crashes,
Yeah,
my Bitcoin is safe?
exactly.
Oh, wow.
And that's just like scratching the surface of the blockchain security.
Right.
Each transaction is bundled into a block,
Well.
and each block is linked to the one before it,
Uh-huh.
forming an unbreakable chain.
Oh, wow.
Investopedia even lists what's in these blocks.
Like software versions, timestamps,
Right.
a unique code called a hash.
Oh, okay.
It's fascinatingly complex.
So it's like a digital fingerprint for
Yeah.
each block,
Yeah.
proving it hasn't been tampered with.
Right, exactly.
But how do these blocks get added to the chain in the first place? That's where
Yeah.
miners come in,
You
right?
gotta. Miners are essentially solving complex math problems
Okay.
to secure the network.
Right.
Bitcoin.org calls it a distributed consensus system,
Uh-huh.
which is a fancy way of saying everyone agrees on what's valid.
So it's not just like one person in charge.
Right.
It's a whole network of people working together.
Exactly.
That's pretty revolutionary.
It is, but what's their motivation?
Well, solving those math problems is no walk in the park.
Right.
It requires a lot of computing power
Uh-huh.
and a bit of luck.
Yeah.
The first miner to crack the code gets a reward.
Okay.
Currently, 3.125 Bitcoin,
Wow.
according to that Investopedia table. Ah, so it's like a competitive lottery where the prize is Bitcoin?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if more and more people start mining, wouldn't the rewards get snatched up faster?
That's where the difficulty adjustment comes in.
Okay.
It ensures that no matter how many miners join the network, a new block is added to the blockchain roughly every 10 minutes.
So it's like a self-regulating system?
Yeah.
Constantly adjusting to keep things fair and secure?
Exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to see the brilliance here.
Good.
But let's talk about where this Bitcoin actually lives.
Okay.
I mean, is it like a digital wallet on my phone?
Not quite.
Okay.
That's a common misconception.
Okay.
You don't physically store Bitcoin anywhere.
Good.
It's all data, secured on the blockchain.
Right.
Investopedia compares it to a bank account.
Okay.
Your public key is like your account number for receiving Bitcoin.
Okay.
And your private key is like your secret PI for spending it.
Okay, I'm getting nervous already.
Oh, yeah.
Losing a PN is bad enough.
Yeah. But losing your private key means losing your Bitcoin forever.
Yeah, it does.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is.
Yeah.
And it highlights the importance of secure wallets.
Right.
There are hot wallets connected to the internet,
Okay.
which are convenient, but riskier.
Gotcha.
Then there's cold storage,
Okay.
like offline USB drives
Right.
for maximum security.
Wait, so you're telling me some people keep their Bitcoin fortune
Yeah.
on a USB stick tucked away in a safe deposit box?
It's more common than you might think.
Wow.
Especially for those holding, large amounts of Bitcoin. It's called deep cold storage.
Wow. That's some next level security.
Yeah.
Makes my password manager seem pretty basic.
Yeah, for sure.
But even with the most secure wallet,
Yeah.
you need to understand how transactions work. So
Right.
let's say you want to send Bitcoin to someone.
Uh-huh.
You enter their public key, the amount,
Right.
and confirm it with your private key.
Yeah.
Simple enough
Right. Sounds easy enough. Yeah.
on the surface,
I
but
bet there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
you bet.
Okay.
Your transaction goes into a mempool,
Yeah.
a waiting area for pending transactions.
Right.
Miners then prioritize transactions with higher fees.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes you might see a fee spike
Uh-huh.
during high demand, as Investopedia mentions.
So it's like a bidding war for faster processing?
Kind of.
Okay.
Once a miner selects your transaction,
Yeah.
it gets bundled into a block with other transactions.
Uh-huh.
Then the race is on to solve that complex math problem,
Right.
validate the block, and add it to the blockchain.
And once that happens,
Yep,
poof, the Bitcoin is sent.
exactly.
Wow.
Your transaction is permanently recorded,
Okay.
and everyone's balances are updated accordingly.
Okay, so we've got the blockchain,
Yeah.
the miners, the wallets.
Right.
It's all starting to click.
Good.
But there's one piece of the puzzle I'm still curious about.
Okay.
This halving event that Investopedia keeps mentioning.
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
And we'll dive into that right after this.
All right, sounds good. All right, so back to this halving event.
Yeah.
I'm ready to have my mind blown.
Okay, we'll get ready. Because it's a core part of what makes Bitcoin tick,
Right.
Remember that table from Investopedia?
Uh-huh.
It lays out how the reward for mining a block gets cut in half
Okay.
every 4 years.
Right.
Well, every 210,000 blocks, to be precise.
So it started at 50 Bitcoin per block.
Right.
And now it's down to 3.125.
Exactly.
That's a huge difference.
It is.
But what's the point of slashing the rewards like that?
It's all about, controlling Bitcoin supply,
Okay.
unlike traditional currencies,
Yeah.
which governments can just print endlessly.
Right.
Bitcoin has a finite limit.
Okay.
So this halving mechanism ensures that new Bitcoin
Right.
enters the system at a decreasing rate.
So it's like a built-in scarcity mechanism.
Exactly.
Investopedia even debunked that myth about the last Bitcoin being mined in 2140.
Yeah, they did.
Uh-huh.
The last full Bitcoin reward
Okay.
will actually be mined around 2032.
Oh, wow.
After that,
Yeah.
it's all fractions.
Okay.
Those tiny units called Satoshis.
So you're telling me there's a hard stop
Yes.
on new Bitcoin coming into the system?
Essentially, yeah.
Doesn't that make mining less profitable over time?
Well,
Yeah.
that's the fascinating part.
Okay.
Limited supply, coupled with increasing demand,
Uh-huh.
has historically driven Bitcoin's price up.
Oh, okay.
This potential for price appreciation is a huge motivator for miners,
Right.
even with decreasing reward.
So it's a long game,
It is.
not a get-rich-quick scheme.
right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So we've got this finite supply,
Right.
a network of miners incentivized to secure it.
Uh-huh.
But how secure is Bitcoin, really?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What's stopping someone from, hacking the whole system?
Well, both our sources agree.
Okay.
The blockchain itself is incredibly secure.
Okay.
It's never been successfully hacked,
Oh, wow.
thanks to its decentralized nature
Uh-huh.
and the cryptography behind it.
So it's like
Yeah,
a digital fortress
you could say that.
guarded by thousands of computers worldwide.
Right.
Okay, so the blockchain is rock solid.
Yeah, pretty much.
But Investopedia mentioned vulnerabilities.
Yes.
What did they mean by that?
Well, the weak points aren't in the blockchain itself,
Okay.
but in the exchanges where people buy and sell Bitcoin
Right.
and the wallets used to store it.
Okay.
Those are much more susceptible to hacking or theft.
Okay.
Remember what we said about losing your private keys?
Uh-huh.
That's a risk that's entirely on the individual.
So it's like having Fort Knox
Yeah,
guarded by an army,
Right.
but forgetting to lock your own front door.
exactly.
Yikes. Makes you realize security is like a shared responsibility. Okay, I'm definitely getting a better understanding of the whole ecosystem now.
Good.
We've got the blockchain, mining, wallets, transactions,
Mhm.
even this halving event.
Yeah.
It's pretty mind-blowing how it all fits together.
It is a complex system,
Yeah.
but that complexity is also what makes it so resilient
Okay.
and revolutionary.
So let's zoom out for a second.
Okay.
We've covered how it all works.
Yeah.
But what does it all mean?
Right.
Is Bitcoin just a speculative bubble? Or could it really change the financial world as we know it?
Now, that's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And there's no simple answer.
Right.
Both Investopedia and Bitcoin.org offer clues,
Yeah.
but ultimately,
Okay.
it's up to each individual to decide. Oh.
So it's interesting, when you first mentioned Bitcoin breaking $100,000, I
Right.
have to admit,
Yeah.
my ears perked up.
Yeah, I bet.
But then hearing about the potential
Right.
for a more equitable financial system, that really got me thinking.
It is a powerful idea, isn't it?
It is.
The possibility of bypassing traditional financial institutions,
Right.
sending money directly to anyone in the world
Yeah.
without needing permission from a bank or government.
Exactly. And it's not just about sending money.
Right.
Remember those blockchain applications we touched on?
Uh-huh.
Supply chains,
Yeah.
voting systems,
Right.
secure data storage.
Uh-huh.
It's like Bitcoin opened up a whole new world of possibilities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, the invention of the internet.
Right.
No one could have predicted all the ways it would change our lives.
Yeah.
And I think we're just scratching the surface with blockchain technology.
Okay, so let's say I'm convinced
Okay.
Bitcoin is the future. What's my next step?
Mm.
Do I run out and buy a whole Bitcoin?
Well,
Start mining in my basement?
hold your horses.
Okay,
Remember what we learned about responsible Bitcoin ownership.
right.
Do your research.
Uh-huh.
Understand the risks.
Okay.
And most importantly,
Yeah.
never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Good advice.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement,
Right.
especially when you see those headlines about Bitcoin millionaires.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's important to approach this with a level head.
Okay.
Think about your own financial goals,
Right.
your risk tolerance,
Mm-hmm.
and whether Bitcoin aligns with your overall investment strategy.
All right, so let's say I'm not ready to dive into the deep end of
Sure.
Bitcoin investing.
Yeah.
But I'm still fascinated by the technology.
Uh-huh.
Are there other ways to get involved?
Absolutely.
Okay.
One way is to simply stay informed.
Okay. Yeah.
Keep learning about Bitcoin and blockchain technology.
Right.
Follow the news.
Uh-huh.
Read articles.
Yeah.
Listen to podcasts like this one.
And speaking of podcasts,
Yeah.
we'll be sure to link to our sources,
Yeah. Good idea.
Investopedia and Bitcoin.org, in the show notes, so you can explore further on your own.
Exactly.
You can also join online communities,
Yeah.
connect with other Bitcoin enthusiasts.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, share ideas and learn from each other's experiences.
Exactly.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's always helpful to have a community
Right.
to bounce ideas off of.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe
Yeah.
you'll even meet some future Bitcoin millionaires.
Well, we can't promise that.
Right, of course not.
But we can promise that the more you learn about Bitcoin,
Yeah,
the better equipped you'll be
right.
to navigate this exciting and ever-changing landscape.
Okay, so here's our final thought for you.
Okay.
As we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Bitcoin,
Uh-huh.
remember that knowledge is power.
Yeah.
And with great power
Right, I guess
comes
maybe.
great responsibility.
Exactly.
Use what you've learned today
Uh-huh.
to make informed decisions.
Yeah.
Whether you choose to embrace Bitcoin
Right.
or simply observe from a distance. We hope this journey has sparked your curiosity
Yeah.
and given you a new appreciation for the power
Right.
of this revolutionary technology.
And remember, this is just the beginning.
Right.
The Bitcoin story is still being written.
Yeah.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll be a part of it.
That's it for this deep dive.
All right.
But the conversation doesn't end here.
Yeah.
Keep exploring, keep learning,
Uh-huh.
keep asking those tough questions.
Until next time,
Yeah.
happy diving.
So we've explored how Bitcoin works.
Mhm.
We've talked about the risks and the rewards.
Yeah.
But the big question remains, I guess,
Right.
is Bitcoin just a fad? Or is it here to stay?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is.
And like we've been saying, there's no easy answer.
Right.
Both our sources, Investopedia and Bitcoin.org, offer valuable insights.
Right.
But ultimately, it's up to each individual to decide.
Yeah, it's funny when you first mentioned Bitcoin breaking $100,000. I have to admit my ears perked up.
Yeah.
But then hearing about the potential for a more equitable financial system,
Right.
that really got me thinking.
It is a powerful idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
The possibility of bypassing traditional financial institutions,
Yeah.
sending money directly to anyone in the world
Yeah.
without needing permission from a bank or government.
And it's not just about sending money.
Right.
Remember those blockchain applications we touched on?
Yeah.
Supply chains, voting systems, secure data storage.
It's pretty amazing.
It's like Bitcoin opened up a whole new world of possibilities.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the invention of the internet.
Right.
No one could have predicted all the ways it would change our lives.
Right.
And I think we're just scratching the surface with blockchain technology.
So, okay, let's say I'm convinced.
Okay.
Bitcoin is the future.
All right.
What's my next step?
Well,
Do I run out and buy a whole Bitcoin? Start mining in my basement?
hold your horses. Remember what we learned about responsible Bitcoin ownership.
Right.
Do your research,
Okay.
understand the risks,
Right.
and most importantly,
Yeah.
never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Good advice. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement,
It is.
especially when you see those headlines about Bitcoin millionaires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important to approach this with a level head.
Okay.
Think about your own financial goals,
Okay.
your risk tolerance,
Uh-huh.
and whether Bitcoin aligns with your overall investment strategy.
All right. So let's say I'm not ready to dive into the deep end of
Right.
Bitcoin investing,
Yeah.
but I'm still fascinated by this technology.
Uh,
Are there other ways to get involved?
absolutely.
Okay.
One way is to simply stay informed.
Right.
Keep learning about Bitcoin and blockchain technology.
Okay.
Follow the news, read articles, listen to podcasts, like this one.
And speaking of podcasts,
Yeah.
we'll be sure to link to our sources, Investopedia and Bitcoin.org,
Good.
in the show notes so you can explore further on your own.
Exactly.
You can also join online communities,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
connect with other Bitcoin enthusiasts,
Yeah.
share ideas, and learn from each other's experiences.
Exactly.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's always helpful to have a community to bounce ideas off of.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe you'll even meet some future Bitcoin millionaires.
Well, we can't promise that,
Of course not.
but we can promise that the more you learn about Bitcoin,
Yeah.
the better equipped you'll be to navigate this exciting and ever-changing landscape.
So here's our final thought for you as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Bitcoin.
Okay.
Remember that knowledge is power,
It is.
and with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, that's right.
Use what you've learned today to make informed decisions.
Yeah.
Whether you choose to embrace Bitcoin or simply observe from a distance, we hope this journey has sparked your curiosity and given you a new appreciation for the power of this revolutionary technology.
And remember, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
The Bitcoin story is still being written, and who knows, maybe you'll be part of it.
That's it for this deep dive, but the conversation doesn't end here.
Right.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those tough questions.
Until next time, happy diving.